What's up guys, in this video I'll be doing a complete breakdown of how to get as much damage as possible in SailorPiece C2. I'll be splitting this video into two parts, C1 guide and C2 guide, so if you're already maxed out you can skip right away. If you want to get as much damage as me in this clip, make sure to stick till the end to not skip anything, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, as you can see, I'm gonna quickly show you how much damage I do, so let me quickly get this down. So right here I'm doing 9.4 billion damage, and if I use the F move, let me go that down, there we go, and I should be doing about 600, 200, 300, around 412 billion damage. This is currently the highest damage that I can get. I've seen people get more, like 700 to almost 800 billion. Not sure how they do that. I have everything almost maxed out, but this is currently the most highest damage I can do. I still need to get the best artifact and the best accessories, so maybe that will boost it, but I'm still not sure. So to do this much damage, all you want to do is just have Frostbane, Frostbane, and then have Rampage on your sword or whatever, and then make sure to build the skill up, and then the more you hit, the more the damage will increase. And as you can see right now, it dropped, but honestly it won't be really practical against actual like bosses and stuff, because you need to keep hitting them and like doing the damage and the tick. So honestly, let me quickly check without the Frostbane. Without the boost, I am doing about 200, I think 280 or so, 250 billion damage without the Frostbane and the Rampage boost, which is, I think, is the most useful probably. So yeah. Okay, so to increase your damage, currently my damage is 1048, but if I equip my Dragon Goddess, it's 1101. I still don't have the best artifact. I still need to get some better artifacts, but mostly that's my current best damage. So to get the best damage, the first thing you should do is, of course, if you go here, stat rerolls, the best stat currently is Z, and it gives you 37% more damage and 7% more crit chance and 35% more crit damage. So it's very good. If you're endgame, make sure to get all Z stats, and then if you're not, try to get SSS and then move on to Z's, but Z's should be like the last thing you should care about. That's only if you have like a lot of gems and stuff. After that, if you come over here, we got traits. This is pretty good. Currently the best trait is Emperor. It gives you a 2.3x damage multiplier, and it decreases your cooldown by 30%. So this is another very good thing to increase your damage by. Also, Ascensions, I'm pretty sure it decreases your cooldown rate, or maybe increases your cooldown rate, but by 12%, so that's decent, I guess. After that, if you come over here, we got the skill tree. This is another very important thing, and you should unlock this as fast as possible. This increases your damage by 25%, and it increases 5% each time, so 25% in total. Increases your crit damage by another 25% as well, and then it increases your crit chance by another 5% as well. And also you can increase your luck and HP. After that, make sure to get your blessings up. If you come over here and you, for example, click on Shadow, right, you can increase and bless it, and just increases your damage on the sword by a decent amount, I think. Let's quickly max this out and check. So it also increases your crit damage and crit chance. So fully maxed out, this would do 25% more damage, 5% more crit chance, and 8% more crit damage. So also another very good thing to max out. After that, Enchanter, if you come over here and you go select, you see outfits over here. Currently the best outfit is Kraken armor. I haven't upgraded to E4, but I still need to fully max out. Currently I'm using the, where is it? Oh yeah, I can't see it over here. I'm currently using the world outfit because it's E10, and then if I can, I'll be maxing out the Kraken and maybe the Blossom outfit. So these are currently all the things they can do in the NPC sections. So after that, if you come over here, you go to titles, there we go. You should try and get the best title, which is currently the Dragon Queen, which you get from Sea Beast. It gives you another 97.5% more damage, which is very good. If you can, just go and try to get lower ones. You can go for Dios. Dios very easy to grind. And then if you're in C1, just go for Esdeath, which is another very easy to grind one. Also, you should try and get the best luck, which is Celestial Favor. You get this just by killing bosses. You need about 5,000 bosses and you get 50% more luck. So it's very good to grind like overnight and then just grind sea beasts or whatever else you want. After that, if you come over here, you go to races. Currently, the best race is Luckborn for damage, because he increases your, let me check, there we go, increases your damage by 80%, and then melee and sword by 15%, so that's very good. After that, you should try and get the best clan, which is currently the Frostbane clan. It gives you a 40% more damage, gives you more sword damage, and then also each damage tick equals 0.00225 multiplier damage, and it caps at 1.25. So this is another very good one. It multiplies your damage by 1.25%. After that, try and get a good rune. Currently, Primordial Rune is the best one, and you get that from Tower. If you can't get that yet, and you can complete Tower, make sure to go and get the Havoc Rune, which I believe increases your damage by 80%. So that's another very good thing to do. Also, for C1, make sure to fully max out your bus rushes. This could be kind of hard to get and annoying, but make sure to max this out. It increases your damage by 25%, which is insane. Increases your crit damage by 15 and crit chance by 5, and then also your luck. Make sure to max at least these 3 out, and then it's gonna increase your damage by a lot. Trust me, that's a very good thing to do. Also, don't forget to max out your tower. Your tower upgrades also increases damage by 25%, 15% crit damage, and crit chance by 5%. So if you max both of them out, you get 50% more damage, 30% more crit chance or crit damage, and then 10% more crit chance. So make sure to max those out 100%. You can't skip those if you want to get the highest possible damage. After that, I'm pretty sure I talked about everything. So the last thing is mainly artifacts. Make sure to get some good artifacts. So I might quickly explain this. Each artifact has one main stat. Helmet, the main stat, which is this one, it can be HP percent or HP plus, as you can see right here. After that, you want to try and get the substats, which are these, and you have a low percent chance of getting these substats. Currently, the best substats are damage, crit chance, and crit damage. My helmet isn't the best. I have a 7.7% damage. Pretty sure this maxes out at 10. Crit chance maxes out at 10.5, I think, or so. And then crit damage 17 or 18. So I can still get better, but this is decent for now. After that, the gloves. All the gloves, the main stat is going to be always damage. So you need to try and get a crit chance and crit damage substats. My gloves are currently 10.4 crit chance and 14.6 crit damage. For chestplate, there are 2 options that you can go for. Is main stat crit damage or main stat crit chance. I'm currently using the crit damage because my crit chance is already at 100%, I think, and this just increases my damage. Then if you have crit damage, the same thing, you just want a subset of crit chance and damage. And then if you have crit chance, then you want a subset of crit damage and damage. So this is the last one, is boots. Boots are always going to be damage or whatever else, or they can be HP, I believe, HP percentage and damage or damage reduction. Just always go for damage. And of course, you want the substats to be crit chance and crit damage. So these boots are kind of mid. I can get better ones probably, but yeah, I can still get a 17 or 18% crit damage. So hopefully I'll be able to get that, but these are currently the best artifacts that you want. And make sure to get Abyssal Crown helmets or Abyssal artifacts. I don't think I have any other ones, but don't go for the white ones and don't go for the other ones unless you can't and you can only get those. But this is currently the best artifacts, is the Abyssal ones. So after that, we talked about, actually no, this right here. So powers, we have 3 options over here. Subjugator is the new one, and it's alright, but honestly, just don't go for that. The best one is probably going to be Colossus, or Colossus, yeah, which increases your damage by 34%, increases your HP by 35, crit chance by 3, and crit damage by 10, and then luck by 15. These are currently the highest one, and then you can roll any in between these. So currently I have a 21.7, which is almost max, a damage of 31.6, which also is max almost, and then crit chance and whatever. Also, Curse Brand is very good to get its substat or whatever. It's after hitting an NPC, it takes 10 to 15% increased damage. This is also pretty good, but mostly I just run Colossus for now. After that, if you come over here, spec passives, you can see right here we have a Fortune, Chosen, Executioner, and Rampage. The best one for damage is Rampage, of course. This increases your damage by 30% if fully maxed. Increases crit rate by 2.4%, crit chance or crit damage by 5.10 or 5 to 10%, and then the more times you do damage, the more your damage increases, up to 1.3x damage, which is very good. So you should try and go for Rampage. If you need a luck build, go for Fortune, Chosen, but Rampage is the best one for damage. So this is currently all the things that you should do in C1. This is mainly it currently. But so for C2 now, the best things that you should do is of course going to be getting the brand new title, which is over here, Dragon Queen. This increases your damage by 97.5. If you don't know how to spawn that, you just gotta go into the sea, and as soon as you get far enough from an island, it's gonna say open sea, and a sea beast has a small % chance of spawning in the water. And to increase that, you should try and get higher bounty. If you have more bounty, the higher % chance of getting a sea beast. Also, if you have more people in the game or in the lobby, also increases the chance of getting sea beast. So after that, as soon as you spawn and get the sea beast, pretty sure the last thing that you should do is going to be, let me quickly go back and go up to the teleporter. Give me a few seconds. Come on. I gotta make a teleport at the bottom. I don't like it all the way up here. If you come over here and you go to Bazaar Island, make sure to go and get the relics. Relics are the brand new things that they added this update, and there are 2 relics that you should go for: luck, which increases your luck by 20%, or damage, which increases your damage by 30%, which is very good, and this is the only one that you should go for. Crit chance and crit damage is not that worth it in my opinion, so just don't go for that. Make sure to go for damage relic. To get these parts, you need to go grind the last world. For parts 7 and 8, you need to go into Punch Island and grind the NPCs over here. These NPCs right here, they have a small % chance of dropping that. And then for part 1, if you come over here, and I believe it's either these guys or those guys, but if you're gonna be grinding here, make sure to use the Quake to get killed both of them. This is currently the best new spot to AFK farm, and then you can get the relics, which look like this over here. So we have part 8, part 1, part 2, part 4, and however else there is. For the last thing, make sure to join a good guild. This increases your damage by, I believe, let me quickly check. Upgrades increases your damage by almost over 18%. So this is another very good thing. Make sure to join a good clan. It also increases your crit damage, crit chance, luck, and HP. So this is very, very good. Make sure to join that and have a good guild and max all of this out. So I think this is all to get the best current damage, I believe. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. So, oh, last thing, of course, bloodlines. Currently, the best bloodlines is going to be, come over here, bloodlines. There we go. Astral is currently the best one. Increases your damage by 30%, and then increases your sword damage by 10%. If you're going to be using a sword build, make sure to use Astral. And then if you're going to be a melee build, make sure to use the Primordial, which is the last or the next one. Increases your melee damage by 10% and increases your damage by 27%. So make sure to get your good bloodlines. They're easy to grind, honestly, not that difficult. And I believe that's all. So if you enjoyed this video and if the video was useful enough for you, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.